Good morning and welcome to Out of Spec Motoring. Today you're joining me on a rainy morning in Connecticut where we have just added a new electric vehicle to our fleet. This isn't a new one, this is a very rare and really cool Model S P85 Plus from 2013 with over 100,000 miles. This is the really cool part, 106,000 miles, one owner, clean car, serviced. We have all the records, did its unnecessary yearly servicing. The guy super took care of this thing, and we paid 30 grand for it. Behind us. We're doing 20 miles an hour. It's raining out. We have the Hakkapeliitta R7s, I believe, or R8s. 20 miles an hour. Look at how no grip there is on this car. Floored. Traction control. 30, 40, 50. Still traction control. Traction control. 70 miles an hour. We're going around a corner, and that's about all I can do before we start to slide around. It has no traction at all. This thing is driving on ice. It's hilarious. I'm sure they're amazing in the snow, but in the wet, these things are like hockey pucks, and I love it. I'd love this kind of tire all year round. It's real slippery. Watch for the little traction control light. I'm just going to nail it. Here we go. Still spinning, and it grips at 70. This car feels rock solid. It goes down the road way better than a Model 3 could, and the sound system blows away the Model 3. This one, of course, has the upgraded system. It's still not the best system on the planet. I think the Bowers & Wilkins and the Volvo cars are top-notch. The Range Rover has a 1200 watt Meridian system that's better. So it's definitely not the best, but it is really good. And the lack of autopilot hasn't bothered me so far. Again, we're only 12 miles into it, but so far I think this feels like a better road trip car than the Model 3. And the way the air suspension goes down the road, even though this is a P85 Plus that's supposed to have rougher air suspension, I have it set in standard right now. And I'm also not using range mode for anyone interested. This thing is just cushy and floaty compared to my Model 3 performance. And oh, it goes down the road so nice. And we're stopped again because there's an accident up over here. Of course, because we're up in the Northeast, people are driving down the shoulders, squeezing past everyone, flipping everyone off. I love it. I love driving up here. Big old fire truck in the road. Not great to shock the battery pack when it's down low. You don't want to pull a lot of voltage out of it. So I'm just going to roll into it here. And what you'll notice is the power bar will actually go past the limit ever so slightly. Look at that. Kind of interesting, but I'm not going to do that very long because it's not great for the battery pack. All right, we're pulling up to the Supercharger in Hudson, Massachusetts. I don't think I've been to this one. I've been to a ton of others in the area. Been up to Boston a few times with Teslas, and actually took a Model X 60D up here one time on Christmas, and that required a lot of supercharging. Anyway, here are the chargers up here on the left. Sorry I don't have a front view. I'm limited for cameras this trip. I should have brought some more because I'm going on a big trip in the Hyundai Kona tomorrow. Hold on, maybe at the end. Oh, 1B doesn't work, so 1A I don't have to share with. So here we go, 10% we're plugging in. This car really is so efficient for being on 21s. 333 watt-hour per mile on our 154-mile journey. Let's get this thing juicing. I heard the contactors click, so let's see what we'll get this thing up to. Let's turn off climate control. I want to see some big numbers here. Big numbers, come on. Oh yeah, look at this. B revision goes over 120 kilowatts. Amazing. Very cool. All right, so we're charging up. We've had a pretty bad charging session. It shot up, peaked, and then it cut really hard. Again, that one doesn't work with the X on there. That's how I knew. There's the pull-in spot's open, but it's sharing with another car. So I think we have the lesser of the evils. It like tapered down to 80 kilowatt. Let's get in here, see where we're at. Oh, 3 kilowatt, what? All right, so let's see if we can make it up there because there's a supercharger right by them. All right, we unplugged at 39%. I honestly don't know how long we're here. Got a cookie at Panera Bread though. See, the steering wheel takes a while to come down with easy entry. And the interesting thing is, whenever I do these road trip videos and I put up like the chargers and the time, I always use Teslafy. So, how am I supposed? I guess we're not going to see how long I waited at the chargers, but this wasn't very long. It was probably 10 minutes. Probably 10 minutes. And radar there. And now we have a 57-mile trek to the electrified garage. We'll be there at 3:50 p.m. It'll be a quick hi and bye, and then I have a 5:30 dinner in Boston to get to. This pushes back the day. I guess we'll still go see the electrified garage, but it's just got to be in and out. And I'll probably have to push this dinner back by about 30 minutes or so. All right, so we've rolled up and plugged the car in at our friends at Electrified Garage. This is Big Puddle. Chris's car is looking pretty cool. Elon is obviously pissing out juice to charge the P85, which is cool. And this thing looks pretty gnarly. What are you doing to this?
We're doing the trail hitch.
Oh, very cool. And then you have a Roadster in here. Yep. Sick. And there's that very weirdly swapped 911 that I saw this last time. This thing is pretty freaking crazy. So
we're getting into e-bikes and cars for some of our customers as well.
Sick. So these guys came to our track day last week and destroyed a wheel hub. What happened?
So basically, the company that we work with that makes performance ceramic ones, they take a driven hub like this, but because my car is only two-wheel drive, the hub normally doesn't have anything in the middle. And so what they had was a plate that goes on the back side to the front side and a bolt that goes through the middle of it. And unfortunately, that bolt backed off a little bit. And so the wheel bearing got a little loose. But thanks to Chad from Electrified Garage and Chris Ramsey from Evolution Automotive, we were able to put it back together and make it the 700 miles home.
With Harbor Freight parts.
Yes, with Harbor Freight. No, actually,
Tractor Supply. That's right. Yes. Just plugged in at the Supercharger down the street from Electrified Garage. Sorry I didn't finish up the video. And I also am an idiot because I didn't check the trip and I don't have Teslafy in this car. So maybe some of the data from this part of the video will be gone, but still follow along. We'll see how the car does and all the superchargers and stuff. No, we want to go up, not down. Come on. Uh-oh, maybe we have to switch stalls. There's no way this is correct. This is really, really confusing me because we're still stuck under 80 kilowatts. It's a 150 kilowatt supercharger, so that's not the issue. The car should have warmed up at least by now to charge some more. So I'm not sure if it's an issue with the battery because it popped up to 128 before and it's supercharged totally fine up to this point. Like I said, my dad took this car on a road trip and it was no problem. So I'm thinking it says we'll make it there with 4%. We may as well just switch stalls one last time just to really confirm that it is the car that's charging this slow and not the supercharger. Went 81 kilowatt and now it's walking its way back down. So definitely not the chargers. It is the car that's doing this and I'm really not sure why. Maybe if someone has an idea, put it in the comments, but the battery pack is warm. We've tried multiple cabinets. The station isn't limiting power for high demand usage because there's only one other car here. So this is the third separate cabinet that we're on and it's following the same charge profile. All All right, well, we just charged it up. We're at 39%. That's about all it gets. It says we'll get there about 10%. That should leave us some buffer to get to one of the superchargers in Boston, plus in case there's any phantom drain once it's parked. Anyway, now that we have a little bit of extra juice in the tank, we can fly there, which is the plan. And now I just need to get out of this parking lot. So we will haul ass into Boston from now. Hopefully we don't get pulled over. And then we have a dinner. I pushed it to 6:30. It says we'll get there at 6:34. I think we can make up 4 minutes. It's a P85 plus. It shouldn't be an issue. Dinner, which was really great. We're going to the Dedham Supercharger, and one of my friends is meeting me there. And so we are at 6% battery, another 6 miles to go. That's totally fine. It expects us to get there with 4%, so no problem. We'll see if we have that same supercharging issue this time around. We're at the Tesla showroom in Dedham, the sales, delivery, and I think service center. And here are the superchargers. So, wow, it looks like they have the gate open back there. I guess we'll just choose any one of these and charge on up. Pretty sick. All right, so now let's see what we can do here. It probably won't pull max at 3%, but I'm sure we can get over 75 kilowatt as long as this battery is healthy. So climbing hard, good, good. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Ooh, no, don't go down. This is what it's done every time. I'll monitor it and see what it does. All right, so we're still juicing up. We just went and looked at a whole bunch of cars, which was really cool. Looked at some e-trons. Anyway, there she goes, ripping it. And this has been the worst charging session. So my end conclusion is there's probably something wrong with the car, because it did the same thing. It shot up to 120 kilowatts, went to 70, 60, and then ran 50 kilowatt all the way through. I believe this is probably accurate, or not far off for this state of charge. I know 85 packs taper really hard up top. I don't have a ton of experience with them, but this doesn't seem weird. But what does seem weird is that not charging over 70 kilowatt. Anyway, let's put in home. And I can show you the address because the parents are moving, so that's no problem. And we'll probably stop at a supercharger along the way just to give it one last chance to charge more quickly. So as soon as this goes, I'm going to unplug and we'll hit the road. All right, well, we're almost to the supercharger. I called Tesla support, which of course they didn't answer. I just sat on hold for an hour. All right, well, I'm going to leave air conditioning on this time. We should hear the contactors click now. There they go. And now we should start ramping up our charge. So let's see what we get here. Yeah, so it peaks and then it cuts right down. And this car should definitely be doing more than 80 through. Oh, whoa. What's going on here? What? That's not good. Ooh. Well, we at least need 13% to make it home. So this is going to take a while at 20 kilowatt. But we're going to switch stalls and just see if it makes a difference. All right, contactors just went. Let's see what we can get. 7, 8, 9 kilowatt, 10. Ramping up hard like it did before. This is good. All right, so that's where it did before, 84, and then it shoots right back down. But if we can sustain 70 something, that would be nice. All right, let's hope it stays somewhere around here, at least just so I can get home. All right, well, I've just been talking to a friend of mine. Actually, I got a hold of Tesla. They had no idea. They're like, nothing's wrong with the car. And that could technically be true. Don and Marianne from our Tesla Model X Journey YouTube channel are good friends of mine. And I sent them a Snapchat. I'm like, you know, what are your thoughts? Because Don and I geek out about the cars a lot. And it turns out I'm not the only one experiencing this. As far as they know of so far, it's just Model 3s. But they've seen 25 kilowatt at superchargers and 70 something kilowatt. It's been a network-wide issue this weekend. Again, it still could be an issue with the car, and this is separate, but it does sound like some people have been having network-wide had supercharger issues. I guess we won't know until this car supercharges later on after these problems seem to be fixed. Again, the video will probably go up before we have info, so check the pinned comment if you're watching this later on, and I will update it with our latest findings or our latest predictions, or if there's an issue, what that issue is. We're 25 minutes from home. It was 450 miles so far, just about 150 kilowatt hours and 335 watt hour per mile. Of course, those are some rounded numbers, but 335 watt hour per mile on snow tires in the rain all day, cruising at 75 to 80 miles an hour is awesome. I mean, that's way better than my Performance 3 would do, so I think we can say this car is more efficient than that. And this car is like 5 years old, so actually 6 years old. It's just incredible how great the original Model S's are. Thanks for tuning in to another Out of Spec road trip. If you guys want to see more of these, let me know. Again, I'm always going far distances in electric vehicles and love to share. Of course, we'll do car reviews as well, and a few other fun things that you're used to seeing on our channel. But I figured I'd do some more road trip videos since literally I've been road tripping a ton the last few months, and will continue to do so into the near future. So bye-bye, have a good one.